Vermont's Green Mountains. Beneath the canopy of their vast forests lie white marble, maple sugar, and wildlife both big and small. Today's adventure brings us to a place where these resources have been harvested for over 200 years. And although now all that remains are stone walls and ruins, traces of those who came before us can still be found just beneath the surface.
Gunshot. Hey folks, Brad Martin here, once again up in the mountains of Vermont, invited again by our friend Joel. We were up on this same piece of property 2 years ago, and we found 2 large cents, an Indian head penny, a whole bunch of cool stuff around an old foundation that's up here. Some of you may remember these maple syrup lines that are everywhere. Have to step under, accompanied also by our friend Chris. So we are going to kind of revisit this cellar hole, but we spent all day there last time, so we'll spend a little while there. Walk the road to the quarry, old marble quarry that's up here, that we spent a lot of time at in the last video, which I'll link to in the description of this video. We already got our machines out, see what we can find. So we've been here for like 10 minutes, and we were talking about earlier if maybe we found everything, but we've been here 10 minutes and I found a button, and Chris just got this incredible little guy. We haven't really been able to figure out what that image is. I don't know if it's like a cornucopia or not really sure, but maybe folks can see it through the camera. There's a little bit of gold in the recesses. Yeah. And if you, some people say lemon juice or vinegar, but I've had the best luck with the CLR product. It'll take that right off and it'll be gold again, if that's what you're into.
Oh yeah.
So maybe we'll be able to identify that, but even not, good first target.
Yeah, it is.
Good work. So I got a good target under this rock and I flipped it and it was a beehive. Ooh, I just, oh, they're getting me, they're getting me. Ow, he got me. Oh God, I just got stung. Gosh darn it. Sorry guys, I ruined your hive. The guy was mad, he got me right here. Should we get a close up again? It's probably a really bad idea. Sorry guys. Maybe I should put your rock back a little better. Is that a dumb idea? Probably. Sorry guys. Sorry. There we go. Back the way it was. I don't remember the last time I was stung by a bee, guys, so if I go in anaphylactic shock, hopefully there's 2 of you, you can carry me out. We'll let the target that's under there be, I guess. No pun intended.
After 2 hours of searching the old home foundation and finding only a few buttons and bees, we decide to make our way down the old road to the abandoned marble quarry, metal detecting as we go.
We're kind of in the road. Cellar's not too far away. And Chris said, this looks like a rearview mirror. It does. It looks like, you know what you should do is go, do you remember where you found that?
Yeah.
There would have been a stone in that. Right here. Yeah, you should just open that back up and just look around for a stone. Can I see that thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it looks like this other piece here is bent, but I would not. Oh, it looks like it's swiveled. You might look like, yeah, you might be able to get that to swivel again if you're careful.
I had a big old stone in it.
Yeah. Might have been glass, but I mean, the odds of you finding it again are pretty slim, but it'd be really cool if you did. In fact, they might have tossed it because the stone was gone, but you never know. That's a very, very, very cool find, Chris. You know, we were speculating about what this cellar would have been for, and we were talking about maybe something to do with the quarry, but I don't know, were there men up here in suits working the quarry?
Shooting a lot of 30-30 apparently.
Yeah, we find a lot of those.
9mm.
Cool.
Cool find, Chris.
Yay!
You win so far. right, well, you're gonna have to excuse my sweat. It is quite warm today, and the terrain here is incredibly difficult. We're in the quarry, and it's not a nice, square, organized quarry. It's like just kind of chunks out of the hillside here and there. Got Chris up there on one of these cliffs. You know, in my experience, in the few opportunities that I've had to metal detect like big operations like this, quarries and mills, typically you don't find much for some reason. I don't know if it's just because the workers, you know, went to work without any money in their pockets, or, you know, special cufflinks and stuff like that, like Chris found. But typically you just don't find a whole lot, which seems to be the case today. So, not sure what the plan is. Joel is actually down in the road. It's warm.
Very warm.
And we're ducking under sap lines and trying not to fall down sinkholes. It's been an adventure. Come on, Chris.
In good shape.
Can you make it out?
Shape.
1 cent.
Yep, large scent.
Unbelievable. Chris's first large scent.
Yes, it is.
Nice one.
Ooh.
How did it sound on your metal detector?
It was high. It was nice. I was like, this is a coin. I'm not gonna say anything.
Can I look at it in the sun?
Yeah, it's a 18.
Wow, it's still
Soil
good.
out here. They're in such good shape when you find them, man.
Holy mackerel, Chris.
Yeah,
it's all
that's
blown
nice.
out in the sun.
What was it? 18.
Beauty.
33. Woo!
That's a beauty.
It has got an incredible green patina on
Yeah,
there.
it does.
I was getting excited about my broken bottle. I can hear that you're out of breath and excited.
Yeah.
Isn't it the best feeling?
That's
It's
the road to the
amazing.
quarry right there.
We're gonna probably spend some time here because as Joel just said, the entrance to the quarry is right here. And I just found, I was sitting down here messing around with this. I just found the top to this old bottle. So now we're all in kind of frantic scramble mode here, trying to find the good stuff. Oh, it's exciting. This property is, you know, it's just a matrix of stone walls. And on the way here, you were telling us a story.
My Uncle Albert used to own a junkyard up here on the mountainside. One day he's got the bulldozer, he's out digging around the yard underneath an apple tree, unearthed a box.
A box.
A block on it, an old box. Busted it off, it was full of coins.
You don't remember if they were modern coins or old
No, they were
coins?
old.
Yeah.
This one, I was like 12 maybe
Yeah.
when it happened.
That's like one of those stories you hear about and you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. But it was a family member of yours, so you know it was true.
Definitely really happened, that's for sure.
That's incredible. And then later on, you were telling us another story about a stone wall with some hidden coins.
Supposedly there's money buried in that one too somewhere. Nobody's ever found that.
It's on this property somewhere.
Yep.
Probably one of the most commonly asked questions in the comment section of my videos is, do you check the stone walls? Do you check the stone walls? And it's like, sometimes you walk up to one and you kind of wave your metal detector around, but it's like, it's hard to like walk a stone wall and try to get in all the cracks and stuff. But
And they fell down so much that...
right, that's true too. They would have been stacked a little bit nicer than they are now. But you know, you hear a story like that, makes you want to check a little bit more. Chris just found that large scent, and the bottle was just right here. And the reason I found the bottle is because I got a target and I finally dug it up. And it is an oil lamp, but the dial here is extremely visible. We were just talking about how good the soil is here. Make any of that out? There's a brand name on there, but the thing I was looking for is the date. Obviously, Chris just found his 1833 large cent, but this date is 1883, I believe, is the patent date. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty mangled up. It is in the road, but it's something. Pretty cool. The following moments, unfortunately, happened too quickly and were not captured on film. As we continued to search the road, we all heard at once an unsettling cry coming from the forest. Chris stopped, turned, and in a flash, a black bear cub entered the road. They locked eyes for a moment, and as I scrambled to get my camera turned on, the bear quickly fled back into the trees. There's a baby black bear screaming at us from over there.
Which means the mama's not too far behind.
That's such a weird noise right now.
What's it doing? He's a ways up in there now.
I probably scared him running away.
I saw you. You stopped. You stopped and looked at me. Looked back into the woods. The giant black animal ran into the woods, or out into the road.
Hear it?
Yeah, it's like a whining sound. Can't find Mama.
Probably heard us thinking it was Mama.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
It ran right out, and then when it seen us,
Is that Mama over there?
I definitely hear something behind us.
yeah, I'm hearing something back there too, and I seen a game trail. I'm wondering if maybe we're right between them.
You hear that?
I don't hear nothing now.
I wish I got that little guy on camera, but he was too fast.
There, only a split second. Had huge ears.
Well, that was some excitement.
Yeah.
It was. There it is again.
I hear it again.
Moving that
It's
way.
calling.
Heading back towards my tent.
So around here we have black bears. We don't have any brown bears. And they're only dangerous, we'll say, if you get in between mama and a cub. And we just had a close encounter with a cub. We thought we heard mama that way. The cub's that way.
Apparently lost, because you can hear it.
It's calling. And we were just discussing how black bears climb trees. Worst case scenario, I'm not sure my first instinct would be to climb a tree.
No, but it definitely, I don't think I could just lay there in a ball and put my hands
No.
behind my neck and hope for the best.
They say you're supposed to like,
Yeah, it's supposed to get bigger.
Big,
yeah, make
yell and
noise.
well, anyway, that was exciting. See if we can find some more treasure. Well, I just got I had a little roller coaster of emotions here. At first I thought it was a ring, and then I thought it was like a small pendant of some kind, like maybe a small watch or something, but it has a set screw there, so I'm wondering if it's just more like tool based. There's obviously something in here, and this was a collar that got tightened down, so I'm not sure what this is. We're not entirely sure when the place was built, so this could be early 1900s, or as far back as the middle of the 1800s, like all the other buildings in this area. Pretty interesting, whatever it might be. Treasure of the day. Black caps, or black raspberries, wild. We have black berries out here, but they're very long and very seedy, almost to the point they're inedible. And Joel was just saying that he would take these and put them in a bowl and fill them full of milk and sugar. Which is something I have never ever heard of somebody doing, but he said it's delicious, so I'm gonna have to give it a shot. All right, well, I'm not saying this just for dramatic effect. These guys can attest. Like literally 20 seconds ago, I said, all right, I'm not stopping for a target unless it's above 88, because we're walking back to the car. And I got one. You guys are not gonna hear it, it's in my headphones, but it's literally an 88. What's on yours?
80, 81.
81?
80 and 81.
Alright, dip higher on mine. Let's see. Let me pinpoint it again. Let's not hit this shotgun shell, guys. Oh!
Don't chip it.
You see my shovel just bend? Ah, there it is.
See it.
There it is. It's a coin.
Yes, sir.
It's a...
Indian head or wheat penny?
It's a... It's a... I don't know what it is.
Is that Indian language?
It's a wheat penny. I don't know what the date is. Who cares? 1952. Hey, it's like it's 70 years. That's pretty old. 1952. All right. Well, we were hoping this place would be a little bit more productive, but it was fun anyway. So let's get everything out that we found today onto one of these rocks and do a quick recap. Okay, so I feel like the vast majority of this stuff actually came from the road in between the cellar and the quarry. and most of it was found by Chris. Right out front, we have Chris's cufflink. We went back and looked for the stone, but unfortunately we're not able to find it. We have his 1833 US large cent, and it is his first large cent, which is an exciting day. I know it was an exciting day for me. I still remember, I actually still have the footage of when I found my first large cent. We have your really kind of interesting button over here. I found 5 wheat pennies back here. It's behind your button here. A whole stack of them, 5 wheat pennies, varying dates from like the 30s on. I found this thing, I think that it's just a collar for a tool of some kind. I'm not entirely sure. When I first saw it, I thought it was like a little pendant of some kind, but I don't think it is. 4 buttons. Chris found this giant coat button, which is awesome. It probably predates everything here. I found an oil lamp. Chris found an oil lamp. Both have dates on the spinners. Joel found this crazy, I'm not sure what it is, but it's got our toadstool mushroom on there, and a bunch of leaves. I feel like I remember my grandmother having
It does
stuff. It's like
familiar
very familiar. And then you found this interesting little, we're not particularly sure what this went to, but it's a tool of some kind. It's probably a shaft went through here. Very cool. All right, Joel. Well, I want to thank you again for the invitation up here.
Anytime.
We don't make it up this way very often, so whenever we get a chance to, it's always a good time, and beautiful area, especially because you know your whole family is up in this neck of the woods.
Yeah, we
right?
got more
So-
spots we got to check out, that's for sure.
Joel is spending the week camping up here in the wilderness. We were talking about how you ran into some, or you heard some bears or something.
I ran into them, they're right at camp.
Yeah, and we ran into a bear today, so keep in touch, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Make sure you don't get eaten by bears out here.
I'm only down here for a couple more days.
All right, well, thanks, folks, for watching. I hope you had as fun watching as we did out here metal detecting, and hopefully we'll see you next time.